The massive alien ship hung in space like a dark mountain. Its metal surface was covered in strange symbols that glowed with purple light. Inside the ship, Ambassador Kong Minho stood in a room that was 3 times taller than any human building. The walls were made of black crystal that reflected his nervous face back at him. Minho had trained for this moment his whole life. He was the first human to meet the Vorthok Empire face to face. The Vorthok ruled over hundreds of planets and dozens of alien species. Today would decide if humans joined their empire as friends or enemies. The doors opened with a sound like thunder. 3 Vorthok warriors walked into the room. They were 8 feet tall, with skin that looked like gray stone. Their eyes glowed yellow like tiny suns. The leader wore armor made of blue metal that hummed with energy. "I am Commander Dex of the Vorthok Empire," the leader said. His voice was deep and rough, like rocks grinding together. "You are the human representative." "Yes, I am Ambassador Kong Minho," Minho replied. He tried to keep his voice steady. "I speak for all humans on behalf of Earth." Commander Dex looked down at Minho. The human barely reached the alien's chest. "You are smaller than our report suggested. Your species claims to be worthy of joining our empire. This seems unlikely." Behind Commander Dex stood 2 other Vorthok. One wore the red robes of a scientist. The other carried weapons that crackled with electricity. Both stared at Minho like he was an interesting bug. "The Vorthok Empire only accepts strong species," Commander Dex continued. "Weakness is not tolerated. Your kind appears fragile. Your bones are hollow like bird bones. Your skin is soft like fruit. How can such creatures contribute to our empire?" Minho felt sweat on his forehead. Tack. Vars had warned him about this. The Vorthok respected only strength. Tack. Their own bones were made of living crystal that never broke. Their skin was tough as armor. They had conquered most of the galaxy through pure force. "Humans may look different, but we are not weak," Minho said. "We have survived on Earth for thousands of years. We have faced ice ages, disasters, and wars. We are still here." The Vorthok scientist stepped forward. "I am Physician Vex. I have studied your medical records. Your bones contain hollow spaces, filled with soft tissue. One impact would shatter them completely. Your internal organs are protected only by thin skin and weak muscles. You would die from injuries that would barely scratch a Vorthok child." Commander Dex made a sound that might have been laughter. "Perhaps we should test this claim of strength. It would be educational for both our species." The doors opened again. Dr. Park Ju entered the room along with Engineer Lee, Dong Yuk, and Captain Kim Sora. They were the other human representatives. Ju was a small woman with kind eyes and gentle hands. She studied alien biology and had volunteered for this dangerous mission. "These are my colleagues," Minho said. "Dr. Park Ju is our scientist. Engineer Lee Dong-yuk built our ship's systems. Captain Kim Sora commands our vessel." Commander Dex studied each human carefully. "They are all equally fragile, at least Dr. Park. She is even smaller than you. Her bones must be like glass." "I assure you, Commander, humans are tougher than we appear," Captain Sora said. She was a veteran of many space missions and feared nothing. Lee have survived in environments that would kill most species. "Words mean nothing without proof," Commander Dex replied. "The Vorthok way is to demonstrate strength through trials. If your species wishes to join our empire, you must pass our tests." Physician Vex activated a device that looked like a metal table with strange instruments. "This is a bone strength analyzer. It measures the breaking point of skeletal structures. Every species that joins our empire must prove their bones can withstand combat stress." Dr. Ju stepped forward. "I volunteer for the test." "Ju, no," Minho whispered. We don't know what that machine does. It's all right, she said with a calm smile. I'm a doctor. I understand the risks. Besides, someone has to show them what humans are capable of. Commander Dex seemed surprised by her courage. Very well. Place your arm in the testing device. Dr. Ju rolled up her sleeve and placed her right arm in the machine. Metal clamps closed gently around her forearm. The Vorthok watched with interest as numbers appeared on glowing displays. It's fascinating, physician, Vex said. The readings confirm our analysis. Human bones have a breaking strength of only 15,000 units. Vorthok bones withstand 50,000 units easily. Your bones are weaker than most plant fibers. Okay? The test will apply gradual pressure, Commander Dex explained. When your bones reach their limit, the machine will stop. This will prove your species' true strength. The machine hummed to life. Dr. Ju felt gentle pressure on her arm. The numbers on the display began to climb. 5,000 units, 10,000 units, 12,000 units. A pressure is increasing, Physician Vex announced. At 15,000 units, human bone structure should fail completely. 14,000 units, 14,500 units, 14,900 units. The machine reached 15,000 units. Dr. Ju's arm remained intact. The Vorthok looked confused. Their calculations had been perfect. Increase the pressure, Commander Dex ordered. 16,000 units, 17,000 units, 18,000 units. Suddenly, there was a sharp crack that echoed through the room. Dr. Ju's face went pale, but she did not scream. The machine immediately stopped as sensors detected the bone failure. No, Physician Vex shouted. The bone has broken. Completely. In our species, this means immediate death. Commander Vex stared in horror. We have killed the human representative. This will cause a war between our species. The Vorthok began preparing for the worst. In their culture, broken bones meant certain death within hours. Their crystalline bone structure could not heal once cracked. They had never encountered a species that could survive such catastrophic skeletal failure. But Dr. Ju remained standing. She looked at her broken arm with scientific curiosity rather than panic. It's definitely fractured, she said calmly. Probably a clean break of the radius. I'll need medical supplies. The Vorthok stared at her in complete shock. According to everything they knew about biology, she should be dying. Instead, she was discussing her injury like it was a minor inconvenience. You are still alive, Commander Dex said in amazement. How is this possible? Human bones can break and heal, Dr. Ju explained. It's painful, but not fatal. In fact, they often heal stronger than before. For the first time in their history, the mighty Vorthok Empire had encountered something they could not understand. A species that grew stronger through damage rather than weaker. The galaxy would never be the same. The silence in the room was complete. Commander Dex stood frozen, staring at Dr. Park Ju as she calmly examined her broken arm. The other Vorthok warriors had backed away from the human as if she carried some terrible disease. This cannot be real, Physician Vex whispered. His yellow eyes were wide with shock. No living creature survives complete bone failure. Queel. It is impossible. Dr. Ju looked up at the terrified aliens. I need some basic medical supplies. Do you have anything like bandages or splinting materials? You are going to die, Commander Dex said. His voice shook with something that might have been fear. Your bone structure has failed completely. Death will follow within one rotation of your planet. No, I won't die, Dr. Ju replied patiently. Humans heal from broken bones all the time. It takes a few weeks, but the bone grows back together, usually stronger than before. Engineer Lee. Dong Yuk stepped forward. Commander, may I help Dr. Ju? You have medical training for situations like this. You have training for death? Physician Vex asked in amazement. We have training for broken bones, Dong-yuk corrected. It's a common injury for humans, children. Break bones. Playing athletes break bones in sports. Workers break bones in accidents. It's painful, but not dangerous if treated properly. Captain Kim Sora opened her medical kit. Q, let me help you with that splint. The Vorthok watched in stunned silence as the humans worked together. They wrapped soft cloth around Dr. Ju's arm and secured it with thin metal rods from their equipment. The process was quick and efficient, as if they had done it many times before. There, Captain Sora said. That should hold everything in place while the bone heals. Commander Dax approached cautiously. The bone will heal. You mean it will become whole again? Yes, Dr. Ju said. Human bones are living tissue. When they break, special cells called osteoblasts begin making new bone material. The break becomes a place where fresh bone grows. So often the healed bone is stronger than the original. Physician Vex activated his medical scanner. The device hummed as it examined Dr. Ju's arm. A T readings appeared on his screen, and he made a sound of disbelief. Impossible. The scanning shows cellular activity at the fracture site. New tissue is already beginning to form. This contradicts all known laws of biology, not human biology, Ambassador Minho said. Our bones are different from yours. We heal and adapt. Adapt, Commander Dex repeated the word like it was foreign. To him, yes, Dr. Ju explained. Human bones respond to stress by becoming stronger. If I break this arm and it heals properly, the bone will be denser and tougher than before. My body will prepare for future damage by building better defenses. The Vorthok exchanged glances. Okay, their own bones were made of living crystal that grew once and never changed. Okay, a crack in Vorthok bone meant permanent weakness or death. Tons of healing stronger was beyond their understanding. Show me your medical records, Physician Vex demanded. I must study this impossible process. Captain Sora activated her portable computer. Here are human medical files. You'll see thousands of cases of bone fractures with complete recovery. The alien doctor studied the data for several minutes. His face showed growing amazement as he read case after case of humans surviving broken bones. This human had 17 fractures in his skeleton, he said, pointing at one file. According to this, he not only survived, but returned to normal activity. That's a professional athlete, Dr. Ju said. Sports can be dangerous, but humans accept the risk. We know. Our bodies can heal. This female human broke the same bone 3 times. Physician Vex continued. Each time it healed stronger than before. How is this possible? Evolution, Engineer Dong-yuk said. Humans developed on a dangerous planet. Those who could heal from injuries survived to have children. Those who couldn't died out. For thousands of generations, we became very good at recovering from damage. Commander Dex walked to the large window that showed the stars outside. The Vorthok Empire has conquered hundreds of worlds. We have met thousands of species. None of them heal like this. None of them grow stronger through damage. Maybe that's why you're so strong, Captain Sora suggested. Your bones never break, so you never needed to learn how to heal them, okay? Our strength comes from perfection, Commander Dex replied. Bones are flawless crystal. They do not break under normal conditions. We saw this as superiority. Different doesn't mean better or worse, Dr. Ju said gently. Just different. Your bones are incredibly strong. Ours are incredibly adaptable. Physician Vex looked up from his scanner. The cellular activity is increasing. New bone material is forming at a rate I have never seen. This human will be completely healed within your species' standard time frame. About 6 weeks, Dr. Ju confirmed. Maybe less, since I'm young and healthy. 6 weeks, Commander Dex repeated slowly. In 6 weeks, you will be stronger than you are now. The healed bone will be stronger. Yes. My body will also remember this injury. If I break a bone again, the healing process will be faster and more efficient. The Vorthok leader turned back to face the humans. This changes everything. We assumed your species was weak because your bones break easily, but you are not weak. You are ... adaptable. We survive, Ambassador Minho said. That's what humans do best. We adapt to any situation and keep going. The Galactic Council must hear of this, Commander Dex decided. Other species will not believe such a thing is possible. They will demand proof. We're happy to demonstrate, Dr. Ju said with a smile, though perhaps with better medical equipment next time. Physician Vex was still staring at his scanner readings. Commander, I request permission to study human healing processes. This could revolutionize our understanding of biology. Granted, Commander Dex said. But first, we must ensure this human survives her injury. If she dies, the other species will blame us for poor testing procedures. I'm not going to die, Dr. Ju said firmly. I'll be fine. In fact, I'll be better than fine. I'll be stronger. As the days passed, the Vorthok watched in amazement as Dr. Ju's broken arm began to heal, as the alien medical equipment tracked every stage of the process. New bone cells formed at the fracture site. Blood vessels grew to supply the healing tissue. The broken pieces slowly knitted back together, and just as she had promised, the new bone was stronger than the original. Word began to spread through the Vorthok Empire about the impossible humans who healed from mortal injuries. Soon, representatives from across the galaxy would come to see this miracle for themselves. The universe was about to learn that humans were far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. 2 weeks had passed since Dr. Park Ju's bone broke. The story had spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Representatives from 12 different alien species had arrived at the Vorthok search station to witness the impossible humans who healed from mortal injuries. The observation deck was crowded with beings from across the known universe. The Krillians stood tall and thin, like living glass sculptures. Their bones were transparent and beautiful, but shattered at the slightest touch. The Zephyrians looked like walking statues made of silver metal. Their bones were strong, but bent permanently when damaged. The Mallory floated in special tanks filled with blue liquid. Their soft bodies had no bones at all. The Drakmor were covered in thick armor that grew from their skin. They had never seen bones that could break and heal. Commander Dex stood before the assembled aliens. Fellow members of the Galactic Council, you have come to witness something unprecedented. The human species possesses healing abilities that defy all known science. A Krillian representative stepped forward. Tay's name was Crystal Singer Vran, and his voice sounded like wind chimes. Commander Dex, we have studied your reports. They claim that humans survive complete bone destruction. This is clearly impossible. Agree? Rumbled Forge Master Kix of the Zephorians. Our metallurgists have analyzed human bone samples. They are weak alloys with hollow spaces. Such materials cannot heal once damaged. Dr. Ju sat calmly in the center of the room. Her broken arm was still in a splint, but she looked healthy and strong. I understand your doubts. Before I came here, I thought all species healed like humans do. I was wrong. Now I know that humans are unique. Prove it, demanded Swarm Mind 6 of the Mallory. Show us this impossible healing. Dr. Choi Hyunwoo stepped forward. He was a tall man with steady hands and calm eyes. I am Dr. Choi Hyunwoo, a human sports medicine specialist. Kant, volunteered to demonstrate our healing abilities under controlled conditions. The aliens murmured among themselves. Some seemed excited, others frightened. All were curious about what they might see. Physician Vex activated his most advanced medical scanner. This device will monitor every aspect of the healing process. We will create a small, controlled fracture and observe how human bone tissue responds. A controlled fracture. Crystal Singer, Fran asked, "You mean you'll intentionally damage healthy bone?" "Yes," Dr. Hainuwu said. "In human medicine, we sometimes break bones on purpose to help them heal better. We call it refracturing. It's a common procedure." The Krillian representative made a sound like breaking glass. "This is madness. Intentional bone damage is suicide. It's not for humans," Captain Kim Sora said. Dr. Hyunwoo has helped thousands of athletes recover from bone injuries. He knows exactly what he's doing. Dr. Hyunwoo lay down on the medical table. He rolled up his sleeve and showed his left arm to the gathered aliens. "I'm going to create a small stress fracture in my ulna. That's one of the 2 bones in my forearm. It will hurt, but it won't kill me." Physician Vex prepared a device that looked like a small hammer made of crystal. This tool will create a precise fracture. The impact will be calculated to damage bone without harming surrounding tissue. "Wait," Forge Master Kex interrupted. "Before you damage this human, let us test our own healing abilities. I will demonstrate what happens when Zephyrian bone is damaged." The silver-skinned alien placed his arm in a testing device. The machine applied gentle pressure until there was a soft, bending sound. The Zephyrian's bone bent, but did not break. "You can see," Forge Master Kex said, "our bones deform under pressure. But watch what happens over time." Days passed. Zephyrian's bent bone remained permanently curved. Scans showed no healing activity. The damaged bone was weaker than before and would never return to its original shape. Crystal Singer. Ran also demonstrated Krillian bone properties. When a tiny crack appeared in his transparent bone, it spread like a spiderweb. The crack grew larger each day until the entire bone structure became weak and fragile. "Our bones are like glass," he explained sadly. "Beautiful but brittle. Once cracked, they only get worse." A Mallory representative showed that their species had no bones at all. Instead, they had flexible cartilage that could bend but never truly break. The Drakmor revealed that their armored bones were like stone, strong but unable to repair themselves once damaged. "Now you understand," Commander Thak said. "Every species in the galaxy has found different solutions to the problem of bone damage. Most avoid damage entirely. Others accept permanent weakness. Only humans heal stronger." Dr. Hyunwoo nodded to Physician Vex. "I'm ready." The crystal hammer struck his arm with a sharp crack. The human's face showed pain, but he did not cry out. The medical scanners immediately detected the fracture. "The bone is broken," Physician Vex announced. "According to all known biology, this human should die within hours." But Dr. Hyunwoo sat up and smiled. "The pain is already getting better. My body knows what to do." Over the following days, the aliens watched in amazement as the human's bone began to heal. The scanners showed incredible activity at the fracture site. New cells formed faster than anyone thought possible. Blood vessels grew to feed the healing tissue. The broken pieces slowly joined together. "This is impossible," Crystal Singer, Ran, whispered. "The bone is not just healing, it's becoming stronger." "That's correct," Dr. Hainuwu said. "My body is preparing for future damage. The new bone will be about 30% stronger than the original. If I break this bone again, it will heal even faster." The Zephyrian Forge Master studied the scans carefully. "Your species has turned weakness into strength. You use damage as a way to improve yourselves. That's evolution," Engineer Lee Dong-yuk explained. "Humans have faced countless disasters over thousands of years. Ice ages, volcanic eruptions, diseases, wars. Those who could heal and adapt survived. Those who couldn't died out. But why didn't other species evolve this ability? Asked Swarm Mind 6. Because other species found different solutions, Dr. Ju said. Humalari developed bodies that rarely get damaged. The Drakmor grew armor that prevents injury. Krillians became beautiful but accepted fragility. The Zephyrians became strong but rigid. And humans? Commander Dex asked. Humans became adaptable, Captain Sora said. We survive by changing. We get stronger through struggle. We heal from damage. We learn from failure. The demonstration continued for weeks. Dr. Haiyan Wu's bone healed completely, leaving him stronger than before. The alien representatives sent reports back to their home worlds. Soon, the entire galaxy knew about the impossible humans who grew stronger through damage. Some species were frightened, others were amazed. All were forced to reconsider their understanding of strength and weakness. The galaxy had discovered that the seemingly fragile humans might be the most dangerous species of all. Not because they couldn't be broken, because breaking them only made them stronger. The news of human bone healing spread through the galaxy like a shockwave. In the great war halls of the Vorthok Empire, Commander Dex stood before the High Council of Warriors. The room was massive, carved from black stone and lit by torches that burned with blue flame. The humans are not what we thought, Commander Dex told the assembled warriors. They are not weak, they are something far more dangerous. War Chief Gron slammed his crystal fist on the stone table. You speak madness, Dex. These creatures break from the slightest pressure. I have seen the recordings. Yes, they break, Commander Dex agreed. But they do not stay broken. They become stronger. Every injury makes them more dangerous. The warriors laughed, but their laughter was uncertain. They had all seen the medical scans. It's the human bone that healed 30% stronger than before. The process that turned damage into improvement. Bring me the human military records, Commander Dex ordered. Lieutenant Han Wusang stepped forward. He was a young human with sharp eyes and steady hands. I am Lieutenant Han Wusang, tactical officer of the human fleet. I could answer your questions about human warfare. War Chief Gron studied the small human with disdain. You are a warrior. You look like a child playing dress-up. I have fought in 7 space battles, Lieutenant Han replied calmly. I have led boarding parties against pirate ships, have survived 3 ship explosions and 2 hull breaches. Hull breaches? Commander Dex asked with interest. You mean your ship was damaged and you survived? Yes, sir. The first time, I was thrown against a bulkhead so hard that I broke 4 ribs and my left leg. The second time, explosive decompression broke my right arm and gave me a concussion. The Vorthok warriors exchanged glances. Such injuries would kill any of them within hours. Their crystal bones could not heal once cracked. Keen, you fought again. After these injuries, War Chief Gron asked. Yes, sir. After I healed, I was stronger than before. My bones were denser. Muscles were bigger from the recovery training. It's bet I was a better warrior because of my injuries. Commander Dex activated a holographic display. Show us human military history. I want to understand how your species fights. Lieutenant Han began the presentation. Human warfare evolved differently than yours. We do not focus on avoiding damage. We focus on surviving it and learning from it. The display showed images of human battles throughout history. Ancient warriors, fighting with swords and shields. Modern soldiers in powered armor. Space Marines, boarding enemy ships. Your warriors wear armor to prevent injury, War Chief Gron observed. This makes sense. Actually, no, Lieutenant Han said. We wear armor to reduce injury, not prevent it. We expect to get hurt. We plan for it. We train for it. Train for injury. Commander Dex was confused. Why would you train to be damaged? 'Cause damage is inevitable in real combat, Lieutenant Han explained. The enemy will hit you. You will get hurt. The question is not whether you will be injured. The question is whether you can keep fighting while injured. The display showed human training exercises. Soldiers practicing combat while wearing weights that simulated broken bones. Marines learning to fight with one arm tied behind their backs. Pilots training to fly damaged ships. It's fascinating, Commander Dex murmured. You prepare for failure. We prepare for reality, Lieutenant Han corrected. No battle plan survives contact with the enemy. No warrior goes through a war without getting hurt. The ones who survive are the ones who can adapt. War Chief Gron stood up from his throne. Show me a human battle strategy. I want to see how you fight. Lieutenant Han activated a tactical display. This is the Battle of Titan Station. Human forces were outnumbered 3-1 by the Raider Coalition. Traditional strategy, said we, should retreat. But you did not retreat, Commander Dex asked. We did retreat, but it was a strategic retreat. We let the enemy think they were winning. We absorbed their attacks. We took heavy damage. Many of our ships were badly hurt. This sounds like defeat, War Chief Gron said. It was defeat. For the first 3 days. Our fleet was broken. Our stations were damaged. Our soldiers were injured. But then something happened that the enemy did not expect. The display showed the turning point of the battle. The damaged human ships began fighting more effectively. The injured soldiers became more determined. The broken fleet reformed into a stronger force. The enemy expected us to collapse after taking so much damage, Lieutenant Han explained. Instead, we adapted. Our damaged ships were repaired with better armor. Our injured soldiers came back stronger. Our broken strategies were replaced with better ones. You won by losing first, Commander Dex asked in amazement. We won by learning faster than the enemy. Every attack they made taught us something. Every injury showed us a weakness to fix. Every defeat made us stronger. War Chief Gron studied the battle records carefully. The enemy fought the same way throughout the battle. They did not change their tactics. Exactly, Lieutenant Han said. They assumed that damage was permanent. Okay. They thought that once they hurt us, we would stay hurt. They were wrong. Commander Dex walked to the great window that looked out over the Vorthok homeworld. The Vorthok Empire has conquered hundreds of worlds. We have never lost a war. Do you know why? Because you are incredibly strong, Lieutenant Han replied. Your warriors are nearly indestructible. Your ships are powerful. Your weapons are devastating. Yes, but also because we have never faced an enemy like humans. We have never fought a species that grows stronger through damage. The room fell. Silent. The implications were clear to everyone present. The Vorthok Empire had built its power on the assumption that damage was permanent. They had never encountered an enemy that could heal and adapt. What does this mean for future conflicts? War Chief Gron asked. It means that traditional warfare is obsolete, Commander Dex said. We fight humans using our normal strategies. We will lose. Not because they are stronger than us, but because they will learn from every battle. Dr. Park Ju entered the war room. Her broken arm was now completely healed. Medical scans showed that the bone was indeed stronger than before. She had become living proof of human adaptability. Dr. Ju, Commander Dex said with new respect. Your injury has changed everything. The Vorthok Empire must reconsider its entire approach to warfare. Why? She asked. Tia, you are still incredibly strong. Your warriors are still nearly indestructible. But you are adaptable, Commander Dex replied. And in a long war, adaptability defeats strength. Species that can change will always defeat the species that cannot. Lieutenant Han nodded. That is why humans have survived so long. We did not try to be the strongest. We tried to be the most adaptable. And that War Chief, Gron said slowly, makes you the most dangerous species in the galaxy. The Vorthok Empire had built its power on strength and perfection, but now they faced a species that turned weakness into strength and failure into victory. The galaxy's balance of power was about to shift forever. The warriors, who had never known defeat, were learning to fear an enemy that grew stronger with every loss. The day aliens learned that human bones don't break, they just get angry and heal stronger. Part 5. The New Alliance 3. Months had passed since Dr. Park Ju's bone broke in the testing chamber. The galaxy had changed completely. Species that once dismissed humans as weak now watched them with fear and respect. Trade agreements were being rewritten. Military alliances were shifting like sand. Then the Devourers came. The emergency signal reached the Vorthok homeworld at dawn. Commander Dex read the message 3 times before believing it. The Devourers had broken through the outer defense grid. They were heading straight for the core worlds of the Empire. The Devourers were the nightmare of the galaxy. They appeared every few hundred years like a plague of living darkness. No species had ever defeated them. They absorbed energy from weapons, fire, and grew stronger. They ate metal and turned it into armor. They consumed everything in their path. How many ships? War Chief Gron asked. 7,000 confirmed. Commander Vex replied. Possibly more behind them. They have already destroyed the Kelver system and the Trinox colonies. The war room fell silent. 7,000 Devourer ships was enough to destroy half the galaxy. The Vorthok had maybe 2,000 ships that could fight them. Even with their superior technology, the odds were hopeless. We need allies, War Chief Gron said. Contact every species in the galaxy. Offer them anything they want in exchange for military support. Sir, a communication officer interrupted. We have a priority message from the humans. Commander Dex activated the display. Colonel Yoon Yemen appeared on the screen. He was an older human with gray hair and steady eyes. Behind him stood a mixed crew of humans and other species. Commander Dex, Colonel Yoon said. We have received word about the Devourer invasion. The human fleet is prepared to assist the Vorthok Empire. Colonel, this is not your fight, Commander Dex replied. The Devourers have no interest in human space. You could stay safe and let them pass. That's not how humans work, Colonel Yoon said with a grim smile. Besides, if the Devourers destroy the Vorthok Empire, they will be stronger when they reach human space. Better to fight them now while we have allies. War Chief Gron leaned forward. What do you propose, human? A joint task force, Vorthok. Strength combined with human adaptability. Your ships are powerful, but they fight the same way every time. The Devourers will learn your patterns and counter them. And humans fight differently, Commander Dex asked. Humans fight chaotically, Colonel Yoon admitted. We change tactics constantly. We adapt to whatever the enemy does. We turn their strengths against them. Lieutenant Han Was-sung stepped into view. Sir, I have studied Devourer attack patterns from previous invasions. They expect enemies to retreat when damaged. They expect consistent tactics. They expect predictable responses. What do you recommend? War Chief Gron asked. We give them the opposite of what they expect, Colonel Yoon said. We advance when damaged. We change tactics every battle. We do unpredictable things. The joint fleet assembled in the Nexus system. 2,000 Vorthok warships lined up in perfect battle formation. Their hulls gleamed with crystal armor. Their weapons hummed with deadly energy. They looked like the unstoppable force they had always been. The human fleet was smaller. Only 500 ships, but they moved differently. Their formations shifted constantly. Their ships seemed to dance rather than march. They looked chaotic compared to the Vorthok order. Dr. Park Ju stood on the bridge of the command ship. Heard. arm was now visibly stronger than her other arms. She had become a symbol of human resilience for the entire galaxy. Dr. Commander Dex said as he joined her at the observation window. "Are you certain this strategy will work?" She said honestly. "Human strategies never come with certainties. We try something. If it works, we keep doing it. If it fails, we learn from it and try something else." That's not very reassuring, okay? But it is very human, she replied with a smile. The Devourers arrived like a black tide. Their ships were massive and dark, covered in spikes and hooks. They moved in a perfect swarm, surrounding and destroying everything in their path. They had never lost a battle in 1,000 years. The first engagement went exactly as predicted. The Vorthok fleet fought bravely but predictably. Their crystal formations shattered under Devourer attacks. Their perfect tactics were countered by Devourer adaptations. Then ours. Half the Vorthok ships were damaged or destroyed. But then, the human ships did something unexpected. Instead of retreating, they accelerated toward the Devourers. Instead of maintaining formation, they scattered in all directions. Instead of fighting defensively, they became aggressive. "What are they doing?" War Chief Gran demanded. "Learning," Colonel Yoon replied calmly. "Every ship that gets damaged teaches us something about Devourer weapons. Every failure shows us a new strategy to try." The human ships began using kamikaze attacks. They rammed damaged vessels into Devourer ships, not to destroy them, but to study their armor. They sacrificed small ships to learn about Devourer tactics. They turned every defeat into intelligence. "This is madness," Commander Dex said. "They are destroying their own fleet." "They are adapting," Dr. Ju said. "Watch what happens next." The pattern became clear over the following days. Q-Men attack was different from the last. Q strategy built on lessons learned from previous failures. The Devourers, who had never faced an enemy that learned so quickly, began to struggle. Their perfect swarm tactics became predictable when facing an enemy that changed constantly. Their absorption abilities were useless against weapons that fired different energy types every shot. Their overwhelming strength meant nothing against an enemy that turned damage into advantage. The turning point came on the 4th day. A human frigate called the Soul's Pride had been badly damaged by Devourer fire. Most of its weapons were destroyed. Akizi, its hull was cracked. By all logic, it should have retreated. Instead, it accelerated directly at the largest Devourer ship. "TAS. Suicide," War Chief Gran said. "No," Dr. Ju replied. "As human." The Soul's Pride slammed into the Devourer command ship. The impact should have destroyed both vessels. Instead, something amazing happened. The damaged human ship's reactor overloaded in a way that disrupted Devourer energy absorption. For the first time in history, a Devourer ship was actually hurt by an attack. "Impossible," Commander Dex whispered. "Not impossible," Colonel Yoon said. "Adaptive. Dad's ship's damage taught us how to hurt them. Now we know their weakness." The word spread through the human fleet instantly. Every ship began modifying their reactors to overload in the same way. The Vorthok, amazed by human ingenuity, began copying the technique. Within hours, the tide of battle turned. The Devourers, who had never experienced real damage before, began to panic. Their perfect formations broke apart. Their unstoppable advance became a chaotic retreat. For the first time in 1,000 years, the Devourers surrendered. The victory celebration lasted for days. Representatives from across the galaxy came to honor the heroes of the battle. Bata. Real celebration was quieter and more meaningful in the medical bay of the command ship. Dr. Park Ju's broken arm bone was placed in a crystal display case. The bone that had healed stronger than before became a symbol for the entire galaxy. "What should we call it?" Commander Dex asked. "The human principle," Dr. Ju suggested. "The idea that breaking something can make it stronger," Commander Dex nodded. The human principle. May it remind us all that true strength comes not from avoiding damage, but from healing stronger. The galaxy had learned a valuable lesson. Humans were not weak because they could be broken. They were dangerous because breaking them only made them stronger, and in a universe full of unchanging species, the ones who could adapt would always rule. The age of human expansion had begun.